Wisdom and literacy. I feel it's a theme that has been underlying this whole course of engaging our students with literacy, as not only do we teach them how to read carefully, of how to write paragraphs and make arguments, and also how to maybe even speak in public settings, but I feel there's a whole sense of this idea of wisdom, of being able to discern what they read, what they write, and what they speak to others. With words, there's a plethora of connotations that can come from just a single word that is put down on paper. So much meaning is held in the power of words, held in words that there's power within them, for good or for evil. And so you can take even the simplest word, and with one word, you can have multiple words on top of it that give us an understanding of maybe what that word means and what it has within a certain context or within a society. Many great writers were able to inspire genres and the world with using specific words, not only the way they used them, but in the order in which they wrote them and the messages that were conveyed through them to become classics of all time. We can teach our students to become the next Herman Melvilles if we want them to. But sadly, there's abuse within words as well, to convey messages that are maybe not the most ideal, the most wise, the good that we want from our students, and become almost sort of a joke within our society. With so many words available to us, it is definitely a difficult thing to do. We're bombarded with information every day, multiple articles. We read so much, these little snippets that are given to us, and it's hard to discern. Well, which one should I believe? What should I believe as a reader? And then as a writer, what ideas do I get from reading from my society around me? What do I want to convey? And then, if we're looking then to speak, then what words do I choose to speak? We're figuratively in this world of Goldilocks and Three Bears, where we're trying to find the the right words within literacy, to choose words that are not too hot and not too cold, but that are just right. And so, but sadly, within a fallen world that we have, it's our challenge as teachers to teach our students of how to do this correctly in all three areas. We live in this postmodern age where we are constantly redefining words, and then the lines between truth and falsehood are becoming quite blurred, to where though we live in a time that is turbulent and where strong words may be needed, that sometimes we get, well, I shouldn't say sometimes, that oftentimes we resort to hypersensitivity, to hyperbole, extreme exaggeration, to where the words that we use can actually be incredibly damaging, and the power of those words when used so flippantly and so readily that they begin to be redefined and begin to lose power, if anything. So with speaking, within regards to speaking as well, we need to also realize that the words that we say, as previously said before, have power. They can inspire and lead many people to bring out good in their lives, um, but also be used as weapons of fear, of intimidation, of hatred, that can blind hundreds upon thousands upon millions of people. Because whether we like it or not, the words that we use are being judged. There's every word we say must stand trial. Not even in talking in a spiritual sense, but in any context that we are speaking to a large group of people, to friends, to a teacher, uh, there's discernment and judgment that goes on those words of what message is being conveyed here, what is truly being said. We are always again within this battle of trying to tame what we say and what we need to say, of what words we use, and it's important that we use our minds before we use our tongues. And so, just something that I found really interesting, that this is also said in Scripture. Matthew tells us, recounts the words of Jesus where he says, "I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will give account for every careless word they speak." Our Creator endowed us with amazing minds and amazing capabilities to use words to inspire people, to tell amazing stories, to guide people, uh, to to do great and wondrous things. And when we abuse this gift that God has given us, we're not only going to suffer the consequences here on earth, but we will account for every word that we speak. And so I encourage you guys in your teaching, when engaging literacy with your students, that you teach them to use wisdom and discernment in their reading, writing, and their speaking.